Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks for popping in. As always, lovely to have your company. Today I've got a lovely design to show you here. We've got a matching card and envelope, and I created the background using our fabulous new Dinkles. And the reason I'm going to share this design with you today in our little crafty catch-up is we have a challenge, and our challenge at the minute on the Lavinia website is called Through the Trees. So I'm just going to move this out of the way for the minute, and I made a couple of designs, and I did a bit of a blog post on these, how to make them, because our challenge is through the trees. So obviously we've got the trees. It's a bit of a play on words for me. It was hair today, gone tomorrow. But again, that's my silly sense of humour. But I got such lovely comments, and even though I'd taken some photographs and a picture tutorial, a couple of you lovely ladies messaged me and asked if I would do a video on these backgrounds. So that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to file those up there, and we're going to start off with some Lavinia, our lovely watercolour card here. Now, the pieces of card I'm going to use, and I tend to make two of these at once. And look at this. When I cut my watercolour card, it's an A4. As you know, I tend to like to work in squares of about 5.5 inches. I have a strip left, so this is that strip cut. I would say in half, but as you can see, it wasn't quite in half. So basically, the pieces of card that I use for this are just from that strip that's left. But what I will show you, so on my DL card, the piece that I used is actually 2 3/4 inches wide. Again, I know you like inches, and sort of 5 3/4 lengthways. But like I say, really, it's just that the offcuts. I like to, at the minute, I'm really using up all my scraps. That's what we're aiming at. And I've just got this, and I'm going to come in with a little piece of kitchen roll as well, only because, you know me, I want to keep my Lavinia mat as pristine as possible. So I've got 3 colours of the Dinkles. You won't be surprised. We've got yellow, we've got burnt orange, and we've got chili jam. And these 3 colours I've got in my little pixie pots, look. And I just put a little label on the lid and a little label on the side. And again, for me, I just have them going in the order I'm going to use them. And this is just such a lovely, simple technique. You'll love this. And what I've got is I've got my water pot here, and I've got my lovely mop brush, which, do apologise if I call it a mop up brush. That's just the way my head works. Once it went in my head that I thought it was called a mop up brush, hence that's what I keep calling it, but it is a mop brush. And this is the smaller of the size, so this is number 1, and it's in the water already, so I might as well just put some of that water on my watercolour card. Now, one lady did message me and actually told me if I put water on the back, I mean, obviously this watercolour card is double-sided, it stops it rising up as much. So I'll put some on the back and we'll see. So thank you, whoever that lady was. Sorry, I forget your name. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with the yellow, and I'm just going to splodge it. Again, watercolour card. And for me, I love this because it's just a splodgy. So I'm going to splodge that there. Clean my brush, and I'm going to go light to dark. And I'm just actually going to take a little bit of that water off and then go in the orange. Now, again, if you're wondering, if you've got your pixie pots and you're wondering how much colour, I just add sort of enough powder to cover, more or less cover the bottom of the pot, and then I top it up with water. But you'll see if that's too weak, you can add more powder. I give it a stir with a little wooden stirrer, and then we'll go in the chili jam here, the red. And I'm literally just dabbing it on. And depending on how much colour you want, I mean, this will be lovely. You could do an ombre with blues. And I'm literally going to just leave that to dry. You could add, if for example I wanted a bit more red at the base, say, I can come in with, and I am sad, look, I do have to have my little pin with my matching colour. If I want a bit more red, I can always come in and tap a little bit more red there. If I decide, say, on this one, I want a little bit more of the orange in the middle, I can add a bit more. So again, just have a play. If I want to just blend the colours a little bit, I can bring them down. If I want to lift it up, look. So it really is up to you, and just have a play. So I'm just going to file these on the floor next to Eric. Be mindful not to, so those, and I would let them dry naturally. For me, I find that the best way. So I've got one in that good television programme that we had in the UK, good old-fashioned. We've got one, here's one I made earlier. And again, when it dries, look, and I love these areas that you get. So for me, have a play. And you know what? If you're one of the ladies or gentlemen who's messaged and said your mojo's gone, this is fabulous for you, because just having a play really does help. And I'm going to come in with this lovely Bullrush stamp. And I'm thinking this, again, is a card great for, say, a man's card. Because sometimes for a male birthday, or I'm using the black VersaFine Clair, the Nocturne, or just say somebody wasn't feeling very well and you wanted to send them a card, just to cheer them up. I think the lovely sunny colours in this. And I love the Bullrushes because, again, it might be for somebody who doesn't particularly like florals. As you know, I mean, I love my florals. Oh, look, we've got a bit of ink there. Must be off the side of my... So we'll just put the Bullrush right over that. There we go. Nobody will ever know. Be mindful not to put my ink block on my work look and stamp and ink it up, because obviously that's where you can get marks. And I'm thinking, let's have one here. Again, I don't want them all the same size, at the same angle. I just want a nice... And I'm going to add some ink at the bottom, so I just want to darken that a little bit. Now, it's whether I add just a little bit more here. I think just a couple. Don't want to overdo it. Just thinking just here. Yes, I like that. I'm glad I did that. So what I'm also going to do is add the field grass, and I almost want the field grass in the distance. Now, I could have stamped it first, but the beauty of the field grass is if you only ink up, and we're going to use the summertime for this, I thought the orange on the orange would be nice. If we just ink up the top look and we stamp it, then we don't get it all down here. And it's nice because it just puts it in the distance and makes it look like it is behind, and it doesn't go over our lovely Bullrushes. So we still keep those, but we get a little bit of that lovely orange, and I just think that's so lovely. So I'm going to give that a bit of a blot. Again, VersaFine Clair, slower drying ink. So like I was saying before, you know, if your mojo was to go, this is a lovely way of just playing and hopefully bringing Mr. Mojo back. So we'll come in now with the elements with Sahara. And as you know, I'm a bit of a Sahara fan at the minute. I'm using Sahara a lot. So I think just there, just poking off, look. And we'll start at the base. Ink up on the lid, always on the lid. And start at the base because I want the base darker. And again, you might not see much for this at first. Let's have a look all you can. Just move it out a little and then pop it back. I don't want it to be too obvious, but I just want it to be nicely subtle, if there is such a thing. Yeah, there we go. You know what I mean. And I want to keep these different colours here. The Sahara is just such a fabulous, unusual colour. And then we're going to come in with the midnight blue, and I'm going for my smaller stencil brush here. Pick it up off the lid, look, just to darken this base here. Just, it'll give it more depth. If I do one side, and just show you, can you see? For me, I just think this has got more depth this side, just grounded a bit more. And I'll go darker in the corners. And then I can turn it round, look. Just have a look where, and these little brushes are fabulous for this. Just bring a little bit more up there. That's it, I don't want any more. I will just give that bit of a wipe, nice clean mat. I had a workshop the other weekend and one of the ladies had left a mat at home, so I lent her mine. So Tracy lent me hers, and my little face, you should have seen me. I thought, oh, but you know, she cleaned it and it was fabulous. So Tracy, thank you for lending me your mat, and I am impressed how clean it was, I must say. I won't say I'll make a clean crafter out of you, because we love you the way you are. Mucky hands as well. So sorry, that's probably a bit cheeky. So you've got this so far. And again, for me, that's just such a lovely quick, if you need a quick card, but we'll just add a few of those little finishing touches. So one of the first finishing touches is our lovely Wink of Stella. And what we can do is we can just add this, look, on the moon, and we can make this moon really glisten. So it could be the moon, it could be the sunset, could be the sun rising. To be honest, this does look like when I take Eric for a walk, either first thing or last thing. And I'm just going to, and if I lift that up, I don't know, can you see? See what I can see, because I can see I've missed a bit there. There we go. Can you see? And as it dries, it will sparkle more, because obviously it sparkles more when it's dry. What I do want to do is just come in with my white posca, give it a shake, and this is the 1M, so it's a smaller nib, and we'll just add a few little, just some little highlights, but also I just want to add a few. I'm not going to overcook it or overthink it, but just a few at the base here. And then last thing, we'll add some yellow posca. Again, give that a shake. Now you could put white posca splats if you want. I just think the yellow goes nicely. And especially at the base here. And look, I'm directing exactly where I want it. Put a few in the sky. Won't really show up because yellow on yellow, but it's more at the base here where. And again, if I give that a bit of a wipe, and then just come in and show you those lovely posca splats. They just add something at the base. Now, I created another one. As I say, I make so many of these, and this one I used the foxglove stamp. So it just shows you, you could, if it was me, I would get quite a few of these and make a few backgrounds all in one go. And then you can have such great fun stamping them up. And look at that Wink of Stella moon there. Look, think of all the different stamps. You've got the wallflower stamp, would look fabulous for this as well. My brushes are trying to get in on the scene. Just push them out the way. And think of all the different colours that you've got of your dinkles. I mean, this one, it looks to be a little bit more chili jam in this one. And that's what I love, that the backgrounds will all turn out differently. And for me, that's the fun of it. You just never know what you're going to get. So I hope you've enjoyed that. And the other thing is, if you haven't entered the challenge, why not make a card like this and enter the challenge through the trees? Think of all the gorgeous tree stamps we've got that you could use instead of the florals. So, homework for this week for you. So thanks for joining me again. You take care, and I hope it's a good week for you. Much love and hugs from me. Bye for now.